Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm Berdine Nickens, and today I want to talk about situations where we develop chaotic surroundings in our lives. So, have you had times when something happens and it seems that what happened to you is like you can't really figure out what happened, how did it happen, how did you get into such a trouble fix? Have you had those situations where you've gotten yourself into a situation and you feel like that is overwhelmingly deep, and you say, how did I get here? How did this happen to me? What happened? What happened that this is out of order and that's out of order. All those things are out of order, and you're saying to yourself, I don't even know how this happened. Well, I had this dream, and in this dream, I had was getting a ride with someone, and in the ride, the man and lady. I didn't know neither one of them. They were foundational Black Americans. And so in my ride, the lady was like a beautiful, dark, dark lady, dark skinned lady. And she was like, why don't we just go on about our business. We don't have to, be doing this, we just drop this lady off. That was kind of the attitude she had, the spirit she had. And the guy was like, no, we picked her up and we're going to take her. And this was a dream now. We're going to take her, to a proper place, wherever she's trying to get to, And I don't even know how I got in the car, to be honest with you. I have no idea of, how I got there. I don't even know why I was in their car, at all. I really don't. But they, were trying to assist me in some way, sort of. So it wasn't like, it wasn't like these people were just, being mean. They were being helpful, from what I can understand. They were trying to help me. And so they had made a decision to take me to some place, wherever it was that I would call myself trying to get to. Okay. So, as I said, and so finally they drove to some place where uh, their home was, I imagine. And so they were identified by like their uh, I think some kind of pretty little brown like hat they were wearing, and that they wore on their head. And these two didn't have it in the car, but when they got there, those others did. The others had it. So, anyways, when um, when I got there to the house, the excuse me, uh, the they were going. She was going in, and he was like, "Well," she was like, "But just let her be, because we have her here, and this is a decent place." And he was like, "No, that don't think this is quite the place where she's supposed to be, So I think I'm going to have to take her to another place, to a more suitable place. I don't think this is the place exactly where she's trying to go, And I'm not saying much, anything, because actually, they're helping me, and I don't I didn't feel, like I said, I was in the dream. I didn't even really know what was going on. And, but so then looked like somewhere along the way, his mother shows up as he was getting ready to take me wherever it was I was supposed to go. And the mother was saying something kind of crazy too. I don't know what it was, like, but it was something, wasn't really crazy, but it was something relevant to where I'm trying to go and everything. So She has the brown skirt thing. Like I think they had something like that, something brown at the top and something brown at the bottom, sort of. They light brown, pretty color, one of the pretty colors that I like. It's more of a kind of a orangish brown, one of my favorite colors. And so he was had to do something for her, with her, whatever, so that was going to interfere with me getting to the my destination, wherever my destination was supposed to be. And then so there were some cousins or something, or sister, brother or something, that with the brown on, that identified them, their tribe or their group, okay. And not, I don't think everyone wore those though, but those particular ones seemed to be there. I don't know what that had to do with anything, but that was in the dream. And because basically it's about being in chaotic situations and not being able to get out of them, is what the whole message is really about. And I'm using this for the background setting to try to give you some idea of chaotic situations. um so there were some people, with all of that, what he had to do, to me, that was like just a lot of this and that. And somehow in the dream I knew that I needed to be going on and taking care of whatever it is I needed to take care of. And I also began to realize that that it was my responsibility. I imagine that's probably the reason why I decided to, well, let me let them take care of their stuff, whatever they need to do. They have their own lives going on, they have their stuff going on. Let me see what I can do to help myself. So I start, walking, and I must have bidded them by or whatever and said, "Don't worry, I'll take it from here," or something, But the dream didn't show all of that. But I'm just assuming that that was kind of what the attitude was. So I go out, start walking, and so I walk toward this little hill-like thing, and I see where there are some kids, some young children, and these are all foundational Black Americans, people, in this environment setting that I'm in, and so in the dream. And so those kids was up there, and there seemed to be more females up there. I didn't think it was at least some kind of practice. They was doing some athletic practice. It must have been about jumping or something, because there was a little gap, little gap that you got to go through to get from the side that I was on to get to that side. Okay, so to where they were. And so I somehow got there easily. Just it wasn't big of a jump, more of a little hop or something, a little skip or something. And so, but when to go back across to get back to where I was, like where they were, and, way in the back there, to go, they must have been doing some runnings or something. Maybe the thing got wider because it was magical, like, or something. So when I got ready to cross it again, it was a little bit wider, but I made my little jump and got across it and come on back that way. Now the scene in the bottom started getting all crazy. It was like it started showing that it was like that part where I was at was a strange like plateau. Okay, it was a strange like plateau on the other side too. Okay, so I was like, okay, now what have I done? How did I get this situation? Now remember, in the first situation was somebody was taking me someplace that I needed to go. They had their situations and their problems and everything was going on, and I decided to leave them, let them do that, bid them, thank them, whatever, for what they done for me, and try to take it from there. Okay, so now everything has escalated, right? And so this is still the dream that I'm talking about. And everything has escalated, okay? Now everything has escalated, and I'm on up and on the left side here where it's higher. I'm on this side now where it's higher than it was when I was trying to go on that side right there. And I came back from that side to go on this side here. So now I'm up on this side, way up some. I mean, up, 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 up. I mean, it must have been 200 feet up some kind of way. I don't even know how it happened. How did that happen? You know what I'm saying? So I could sense in the dream it was showing me down. I could see. In the dreams, you don't have just two dimensions. You got all kinds of dimensions going. So down there, those people that was trying to make provisions, trying to assist me, they were working it out, and so they got their elastic feller. I guess it's something like on the what they call it, the stretch man, rubber man. Like he's tall like rubber man, and he's this beautiful, dark feller and handsome looking feller, and so he, stands up really tall, like I say, them that 200 feet or whatever it was, and I couldn't see the rest of his body there, but I could see that he had reached my level where I was. So here I am here, and he's standing up right here, in front of me from that deep, all that stuff way down there with all kinds of stuff going on down there. And so when and I'm seeing it, and I'm thinking, and I just want to grab him and, try to get on the shoulder, or I didn't know how was the procedure that I was going to be lifted from that high place. But he said, don't worry. I will take, this will be done. I'm a gentleman. And so I will carry you the right, I mean, I don't remember the exact words, but it was it was more of us where he said, you don't have to worry. In other words, be calm, be relaxed, because I'm good at this. I know exactly what to do and how to do it. It just made me feel so good, so relaxed and everything. Well, so I said all of that to say that with the Most High, Jesus, God, whomever you refer to the Most High as, that's the way it is. We don't have to be all nervous and do a whole bunch of stuff, and just make it worse than what it is, because he can work it out. As they say, Jesus can work it out. He can work it out. Work it out. Work it out. Yay! You know what I'm saying? So God was working it out. And so I want to tell you that don't worry about your situation. If you give it a whole lot of push and pull, and just do a lot of stuff, you may be making it worse, because and these days, since the pandemic and even before, there are so many situations that which has occurred, and we, sometimes we don't even know what to do, and so we start doing things, and we just, start pushing stuff and start working so hard at something, and whatever we're doing, it doesn't seem to be working at all. But what really works is when we breathe in and out, as though we were doing our favorite activity, as though it was the most relaxing and wonderful thing that we enjoy doing. It gets a little better. And when we realize that we messed it up, especially when we don't even know how we messed it up, then when we say, okay, let me take a look at what's going on here. Let me see where I am. Let me see what has happened. Remember in the garden when God says to Adam and Eve, where are you? Where are you? Find out where you are. And that's what I'm doing. And because, the Lord also says, teacher, teach yourself, preacher, preach to yourself, and teacher, preacher, preaching to myself. Excuse me. See, that comes up. Things comes up when you're trying to do something. I'm doing a video, and here's this. I didn't even have it. Okay, so that's what happens in situations in your life. Things occur and happen as you're going about your business, and you don't even really realize how it happened. You might have made a small little decision to do a small little something that you had no idea was going to lead to a greater situation than what you bargained for. And that's what happens to us in life. There are situations where we don't expect things to explode. We don't expect things because we're looking to solve our problems, not create our problems, right? So that's what happens as we are living our lives trying to solve our problems. We sometimes create problems, and then there's an entity that will tell you, oh, you brought it on yourself. Oh, well, it happens. Stuff happens, right? We're not bringing stuff on ourselves intentionally. You'd have to be a madman or a mad woman to do something horribly for yourself intentionally. So God is saying to us, I got you. Relax, identify where you are, trust the power that I put in you. Greater is that inside of you, the energy and strength, than what's outside the world. The world is going on. You're going to be things are going to happen. Things will emerge, but be willing to straighten it out. Be willing to do the right things. Be willing to have the right attitude, the right spirit, the right mindset. You can work it out. I've given you all authority over the earth. Speak to the mountain and it shall be moved. But it won't if you go and try to do a bunch of stuff, emotionally unbalanced, or, without considering how how you're coming at something or how you want to straighten it, how you want to correct it. You understand? As we sing when we were in grade school, have faith, hope, and charity. That's the way you live successfully. How do I know? The Bible tells me so. Don't worry about tomorrow. Just feel real good today. The Lord is right beside you. He'll guide you all the way. Have faith, hope, and charity. That's the way you live successfully. How do I know? The Bible tells me so. Remember that. That was a kindergarten, grade school. But it really works. It's helped me so many times through these days when I'm no longer in kindergarten now, you see. I'm no longer, but some things in life are like kindergarten. Some things are like grade school. We have a mighty Savior. As the song says, Jesus can work it out, work it out, work it out. God will work it out for you, okay? So we can look at our chaotic situation as more chaotic than what it is and start doing things and stuff. And God is saying, look, I'm not confused. I'm not lost. I don't misunderstand you. I understand you. I know your situation. I know what you're going through. See? As one pastor said when he preached a lesson one time, see that? I love that. Pastor Mary in St. Louis said, see that? Yes, see that? God gonna work it out. God is working it out for you. And you don't have to do things and that doesn't make sense, and make things worse, and just jump out and lash out and do all kinds of things. Those situations will be solved. There will be a solution for you. If you have love in your heart and you have good intentions in your heart, those are the greatest weapons that you could possibly have. Stay the course on those. That's how you succeed. I know. I've been through a lot of chaotic stuff. And I want you to know it's not just that me care, God cares. That's why I take the time to try to do this. I can't tell you all the stuff that's coming against me for trying to even do this little bit. But that's okay. Jesus can work it out, work it out. God can work it out. Yes, indeedy. So I'm going to end my story. And I had done another one, but they did censoring on it and made my the audio video not sync on it. So I'm doing this one. The one I did first was so lovely. It was so beautifully done. So that's coming. I don't know what that is for. I don't know why, anything except that, like whenever you live a pure and wholesome life, it may interfere with people who take advantage of your life. And that may be the spiritual wickedness in high places that do not want your life to be good, do not want you, they don't want you to do what is good for you because it may interfere with you spending and merchandising with them, because they make money off people who are ignorant. They make money off of people who don't follow a good pattern, And this Jesus had the same problem in Nazareth and all the places where he were, where there were people who did not want him going around telling people what is good, because those people would interfere with the items that were sold. If I mean, this message would interfere. His message would interfere with people who are selling things to people that they don't need. You know what I'm saying? Because when you use your really good mind, you don't buy things you don't need. You don't use things you don't need. You don't use things that are harmful to you when you're thinking well, when you're functioning at a good level. And that may be a problem to the merchant people, the people in high power who sells things and take advantage of people, So maybe that's the reason why I'm being or these forces are coming against me, and but this message is not about that. It's about that you will have those kinds of things come against you when you're trying to do your best, when you're doing good. So remember, it's not always you who has created your problem. Sometimes your problem is created by those people who do not want you to excel in one way, and would rather see you down because they can make advantage of you when you're down. So be encouraged and know that God is on your side for real. Because why would you create a bunch of people just so that they can be miserable? God doesn't have. He doesn't like that. He doesn't. He's not that kind of God that would want to see you miserable, see you unhappy, see you unsuccessful. God wants everyone to be happy, everybody to be at peace. So, and I do too. So, I want to say, remember that when chaotic stuff starts, do something that's wise, intelligent, and good. And better, good will be created. You will be creating more good in doing good. If you're doing poorly, you will be creating stuff more toward that situation that you're trying to move from. We want to move with the assurance that God is going to help us. He will deliver us out of that situation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And you have a wonderful, wonderful day. This is Sunday, the wonderful day that God has made. And every day is a God day. I'll talk to you next time.